Survivor Series. In an event that only happens once a year.
Does that phrase even need to be said considering every recurring WWE pay-per-view happens only once a year? That giant face sign in the corner. Don't know who that is, but I really don't care to be honest. Welcome back, obvious CGI graphics. See you at the Royal Rumble after this, I presume. R-Truth, get out of here. You're not even part of the SmackDown Women's team, and it sucks that we have to literally remind him of that. This confused R-Truth gimmick has honestly worn out its magic.
This, of course, the SmackDown Women's team.
In case you thought Carmella was wearing blue by coincidence and not by the team she's representing. No joke, I actually thought something was wrong with my TV screen on the left and right sides when I saw Mandy Rose's entrance. Don't scare me like that. The ring announcer waits until both Carmella and Naomi had made their entrance before realizing that she had to announce each one of them for the Survivor Series match. Sonya! So, is it Sonya or Sonya? I don't get why I always hear different pronunciations for names. WWE is a dick to SmackDown once again by having only the Raw commentators call the action of this. Couldn't we also have Tom Phillips join the team, considering Corey Graves represents both sides for reasons I still don't understand? Previously on WWE, that didn't take too long.
From Monday Night Raw to start things off.
The fans are chanting for Becky Lynch, who was never even part of this match in the first place. Now I would understand if they were chanting that during Ronda Rousey's match with Charlotte. We're definitely going to need more than one referee here.
The cover, and Naomi's on.
Well, good work on the fast count, asshole.
Carmella looking to put Tamina away. She does.
Wrestlers quickly get eliminated one by one cliche. Man, I always hated it when they do that in these matches. Also, Renee Young said woohoo to Tamina's elimination despite the fact that she herself is a commentator for Raw, not SmackDown. In other words...
Traitor! Yeah! Dance break!
Skip!
Mandy Rose. Oh!
That was no doubt one of the funniest things I've seen all match.
I'm an unbiased journalist, Cole.
Still not believing that.
To go with the MMA background, she is a fighter.
You just said that Sonya Deville had an MMA background, so duh, it's obvious that she's a fighter, no doubt. That line would make more sense if Sonya didn't have an MMA background. Survivor Series teams have dissensions, cliche.
Just to be on the same team as Mandy Rose?
Sounds like somebody needs 20 minutes, and for the first time ever, it's not me. Guess there's always a first in the WWE Sins.
This is the first match of Survivor Series.
This event gets an automatic 20 sins for blatantly ignoring SmackDown's only victory in the Tag Team Survivor Series match. Yeah, it may have been on the pre-show, but it still counts.
Oh, looking to... Oh.
Copyright infringement.
Uh-oh, Bayley with up for the Bayley to belly!
Bayley to belly attempt botched before it was finally connected. I guess that's what happens when you infringe copyright, Carmella.
Well, Cole, you're an idiot.
Stated the obvious.
I'm going on a self-imposed exile temporarily.
Can it be more than temporary, please? Yeah, you're right, too far.
Nia Jax also still remains.
In case you somehow didn't know that from, I don't know, looking over at the corner of the Raw team to see who's left, here at WWE, we like to assume that you're stupid.
Hey, it's Nia Jax!
If all it takes for the crowd to increasingly boo the villains in WWE is to break the faces of the wrestlers they love, then let's try that. Also, let's be honest, we're heavily booing Nia Jax because she broke Becky Lynch's face, but if it had been anybody else, nobody would have even cared.
To what Nia did to Becky Lynch.
Well, maybe Becky should have thought twice about trespassing on another brand's show. And look at all those dislikes for what I said.
And Bayley won't stay down.
Why is the referee counting out both Bayley and Sonya at the reasonable speed, but everyone else takes like 5 freaking seconds for every count? Makes no sense. We're 15 minutes into this match, we don't have time for stare downs. Come on, Asuka. For stare downs and now monologuing? You really want to lose this match on purpose, don't you? No one cares what's trending. This scoreboard is incorrect. Then again, it's incorrect all night long, so why should I even bother to bring it up?
Survivor Series.
Skip. No joke, I actually thought for a moment that the CGI ceiling was actually the real ceiling. Some of the graphics are blatantly obvious, these ones are mind-blowing.
He would be fine, he would be physically...
Off-sync singing of Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance theme that no longer exists. This match is nearly 22 minutes long, and stare downs are likely the reason why. Also, this match is not just champion versus champion, but it's also forgettable champion versus not defending champion. Shinsuke's US title reign has been forgettable lately, especially when he had no one to feud with. Whereas Seth Rollins hasn't defended his Intercontinental Championship since that episode of Raw in Toronto last August. No doubt Seth is one of the most useless Intercontinental Champions. Barely acknowledged his title, hasn't defended it in about 3 months, and even when he wore the title around his waist, he didn't give it a glance.
It's like he's got 4 arms, 4 legs.
So, Corey thinks Shinsuke's an octopus? Oh, these brilliant sexy abs are so comfortable. Let me rest my head on them for a while. Thank you! Seth just lets this happen. More copyright infringement. Also, it's been like 6 damn minutes. This match is almost half its time length and the quality so far completely sucks. I want to see wrestling, not dick measuring contests. The entire time, Shinsuke had his arms wide open, basically telling Seth, go right ahead and chop me. Does he want to lose on purpose or something? And did I say that already?
Oh, and a Sling Bay!
Sling Bay.
Intercontinental Champion battling United States Champion.
We get it. Shinsuke was already starting to fall before Seth could even connect the super kick. Actually, it looked more like Shinsuke slipped. If so, I sued the WWE for forgetting to put a caution wet floor sign in the ring. Seth giving Shinsuke a wedgie.
Oh, went for a clothesline.
Oh damn, that was so awesome that I'm removing 3 sins. It's been forever since we last saw Shinsuke do that. Shinsuke was watching Seth for nearly 10 seconds. 10 freaking seconds! And still somehow didn't see the super kick to the chest coming. That was so bad that I'm putting back those 3 sins I removed 3 hours ago.
But Seth Rollins burned it down.
Really? Lio Rush is actually sleeping for a change instead of annoying the living hell out of us with his usual commentary on Bobby Lashley.
Hell, I don't even know who you are.
The way Lio has been the last few months with Bobby, how is that even possible?
This'll do for now.
Lio Rush doesn't even have to say anything to make people want to kick his ass. That's a shame, honestly.
Guys!
Skip! The Authors of Pain are the latest wrestlers to fall victim to WWE's fetish of shortening names, as they are now known as simply AOP. What the hell was wrong with Authors of Pain? AOP doesn't sound cool at all.
That trip with him last night. He can go.
The referee called for the bell to ring before AOP's music even ended. He must really be in a rush or something. Gotta use the bathroom? Don't worry, the way this match goes, you won't be the only one who did. If you need to resort to hijacking a wrestling event and get thrown out on purpose just to even get a little bit of attention to your recently released rap album, you must be the worst artist of all time.
A brain the size of a giant.
And a bladder as weak as mine when I see spiders.
Drake just verified he's been drinking that cuckoo juice.
The commentators are really trying to give us the obvious fact that Drake Maverick is going to piss his pants later. Stop it already.
205 Live in the tag.
That tag shouldn't have been legal considering Cesaro wasn't even hanging onto the tag rope at the corner.
Experience so.
Jeez, Akam is a dick to the camera.
Famous understanding them.
Razor looks to punch Sheamus, but hesitates for no reason other than to simply yell at him instead. I would have preferred Razor to punch him.
Look at the size of these two.
Yeah, it's not like we have seen wrestlers this big before.
Maverick put his foot on the rope.
I think you mean Maverick put Razor's foot on the rope because Tom Phillips basically said that Drake put his own foot on the rope. Obvious hidden water bottle is obvious. Otherwise, I can't believe I'm saying this, I'm a little impressed with Drake Maverick. Also, P jokes on a WWE pay-per-view event is worth 50 cents because seriously, screw toilet humor. That kind of humor is not funny in the WWE. Even the children who are fans don't find this funny.
Better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Wah, wah. And sadly, we emphasize the letter P in this case. Shane McMahon's so-called inspirational speech. I would listen, but I'm still pissed off that this asshole is supposedly the best wrestler in the world. Go away! Seriously. Discount Chris Jericho. Guaranteed Mustafa Ali just made the list for that outfit. Also, this outfit is what would happen if the Shield mixed their outfits with Chris Jericho's outfit. I would be amazed at the lights, but after years of seeing Chris Jericho's light-up jacket and scarf, I'm not so impressed. Who gives a shit about Hulu? Man, it's gonna be sad when 2019 hits because that means the retirement of that sin. I figured I said that phrase long enough after all these years.
Who has to be considered a favorite in this match?
Nigel McGuinness must have been spending the first hour of the show placing bets and looking at the betting odds. And if I'm being honest, we shouldn't always trust what the odds say because they don't say truth all the time.
This is Buddy Murphy's first defense of his Cruiserweight Championship.
You mean to tell me that Buddy Murphy waited nearly 2 months to defend his Cruiserweight Championship? No wonder title reigns are super long these days.
And Murphy
Thanks for the soft throw, buddy.
the cover to retain the title, and Ali kicks out at 2.
Mustafa Ali clearly kicked out at 1, not 2.
Waiting 5 years to compete on 205 Live.
Apparently, Buddy Murphy waited 5 years to compete on a show that didn't even exist 5 years ago. How the hell did he predict he'd be wrestling on a Cruiserweight show called 205 Live 5 years after 2013?
And Murphy,
I'm sorry, but that was just horrible.
Ali, reverse her.
Jesus, the fact that Buddy Murphy survived that reverse Ronda without breaking his freaking neck is amazing. Here's some sins off.
Trying to follow up.
And here's a few more sins off because I'm amazed that Mustafa was able to swing around in so many directions without getting caught on the ropes at least once. Buddy disassembles the announce table and yet it never gets destroyed. What a waste. Here's 5 sins off this time. So many sins have been removed from this one match, and I don't like that. But oh well.
Sin, Murphy, no!
Percy! I heard that. No cheering allowed on the commentary team.
Lashley did that, well, rear pose.
The moment where Bobby Lashley is reduced to bending over and mooning the crowd is the moment you know that his chances of ever getting anywhere in WWE is pretty much destroyed. Again. Dolph Ziggler's discount Bret the Hitman Hart shades. The fact that these god-awful Marine movies are still being made. What is this, the 6th or 7th installment? I've lost count at this point.
I make SmackDown a team that can be taken seriously.
Well, compared to the other 4 members of Team SmackDown, that makes it obvious that Samoa Joe is the most dangerous weapon on the team. Also, let's be honest, we figured SmackDown had absolutely no chance against Raw's team just by looking at who's in it. If Joe was never a part of the team, you might as well rename it Team Munchkin Land. Can we please stop putting Shane McMahon on the SmackDown team every single time? It's getting repetitive and annoying at this point. Survivor Series team debates about who's starting the match cliche.
McIntyre just tagged himself in.
Hey, you told Drew McIntyre that you would be starting the match, and technically Braun Strowman did start the match, so why the long face?
Cover! Just like that!
You mean to tell me that Team SmackDown decided to hesitate before helping out Joe when he was in trouble? Man, they are poor teammates.
And it's
Sorry fans, but it's not bullshit if it's fair.
McMahon, shoulders down.
Shane McMahon's left shoulder is clearly off the mat.
Shane, who's probably seen dollar signs.
Well, he's a McMahon, so are we even shocked about Shane possibly seeing dollar signs? The one thing I'm surprised about is that his eye pupils are not dollar signs.
Going for the figure 4.
Taught by Nature Boy himself.
There's a difference between teaching and giving the go-ahead, Corey.
After some Claymore kicks from McIntyre to Strowman over the years.
So Drew has been hitting Claymore kicks to Braun Strowman for years? What the hell have we somehow missed in WWE? Whatever it is, it sounds far more entertaining than what we are watching right now.
Table here.
Why is the referee leaving the ring? Count out Drew and Miz, you stupid dumbass. Remember the days when we used to be amazed whenever Shane did that? And whatever happened to those days?
McIntyre with a headbutt.
With all these I'm being a dick to my teammates moments, Drew is just hoping Raw's gonna lose this match, isn't he?
Got him!
Post-elimination assault.
Drew McIntyre.
Who the hell is Drew McIntyre?
Miz has led SmackDown.
When did somebody from Team SmackDown remove the turnbuckle from the top rope? And considering Dolph Ziggler hit his upper back and neck against the exposed steel, how is he not already down for the count like every other wrestler normally is when they hit exposed corners?
Shoulders are down.
Dolph could have easily moved his foot slightly to the right and he'd be out of bounds, thus saving himself from elimination. Instead, all he does is lay there and cause himself further humiliation. And more rhyming, damn it!
Lashley wasted no.
What kind of clothesline and landing was that? By having Shane constantly pull high-risk maneuvers, The Miz is an asshole, as usual. But still, Shane has already put Braun Strowman through a table and hit a coast-to-coast on Dolph, and this guy's too old to do this.
Oh no, Braun!
That is Braun basically saying, sit your ass down.
Just overpowered.
That counter to the power slam was awesome, no doubt. Here's a sin-off.
Do you guys think this means there won't be a Marine 7?
Spoiler alert, it's kinda obvious that The Miz will not be in a possible Marine 7 no matter the outcome of this match. Last year, Shane McMahon was alone against Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle, and Triple H. This year, Shane is alone against Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. And that's even worse odds than last year. It's reasons like this why Shane should have never been on the SmackDown team in the first place. Here's an additional 10 sins because SmackDown just can't seem to get a good team these days.
Raw wins.
When there's no crowd reaction, you know that nobody cares. And I don't blame them in this case. With still another hour left to go, Raw already won the competition for the 3rd year in a row.
A valiant effort.
The hell's a valiant effant? Post-match assault.
You will be defending your Intercontinental Championship.
The moment the Intercontinental Championship was mentioned, I guarantee when Seth Rollins looked at the title, he thought, oh crap, I completely forgot I still had this thing. See, that's what happens when you haven't defended the title or acknowledged your own title for the better part of 3 months. What are you, Brock Lesnar?
This is a dream match.
That's because this match was most likely going to happen at WrestleMania before Becky Lynch's injury.
And Charlotte's had 7 title runs.
7 title runs in less than 4 years, might I add. Not so impressive that they kept happening over and over again in a short period of time.
Charlotte is standing tall. This is her ring.
Actually, Charlotte said this was her throne, even if that's more or less the same.
Charlotte Flair, she is standing.
Yep, you heard it right. Michael Cole just referred to Charlotte as a he-she. Damn.
Burying shoulders into the spine.
I had no idea that Charlotte's shoulders were attached to her feet. Seriously, that was nothing even close to being her shoulder attack on Ronda Rousey's spine.
And Ronda gets the shoulder up.
Oof.
Set up for the figure 8 leg lock.
Ronda Rousey was preparing for the disarmer, not the figure 8.
Renee, you are seriously not paying attention to anything Michael's saying, are you? Because Michael was clearly referring to Charlotte setting up the figure 8, not Ronda.
Graves, who needs this win more?
Kinda obvious that Charlotte needs this win more than Ronda considering the fact that Raw is 4-1 in the competition. 4-0 from WWE's bullshit standards, but unlike them, I will never discredit SmackDown.
Ronda Rousey does.
Are you serious, Corey? You're a moron. And even if Raw wasn't leading at the competition, Ronda is still undefeated in her career anyway. Who the hell is she talking to? Because literally nobody is saying anything.
Again, Charlotte though with a kick right to the face.
That was actually a kick to Ronda's boobs.
She gets rowdy.
I gotta admit that spear was out of nowhere because normally around this time we'd expect Ronda to start striking her opponent. That was an awesome spear.
Charlotte.
For the first time ever, I say that Ronda Rousey's punches are strong with the force. She has reduced herself to using force punches.
Oh!
Your boobs must suffer!
Big boot.
What a devastating boot to the air.
Whoa.
There's another center move for that amazing quick counter by Ronda. She always seems to impress me throughout this year.
Rousey and Charlotte.
That sudden disqualification and subsequent beatdown will get a sin only because I gotta place the post-match assault sin in. But still, holy crap, this was one of the coolest post-match beatdowns I've ever seen, and it was hardcore too. I normally don't condone post-match beatdowns, but come on, this was awesome. 5 sins gone. 5 whole minutes of watching Ronda walk away. 5 whole minutes. I can't be the only one who accidentally thought that was Sheamus to the right side of the screen instead of Dean Ambrose, right? He looks almost exactly like him, demeanor and all. As cool as this match is, WWE is out of their minds by allowing someone who they've been heavily concerned of due to history of concussions to compete against Brock Lesnar. I'm just saying. What are you, demonic Finn Bálor? Vintage Brock Lesnar, refusing to show up, for a little bit anyway. Probably wasn't done reading his magazines backstage before his music hit.
Two-time Universal Champion.
You forgot to say irrelevant. Brock Lesnar spending nearly 2 damn minutes doing 2 laps around the ring. Get in the ring, you stupid dumbass.
He's a punt.
Dick.
Ladies and gentlemen. Match underway. Daniel Bryan goes right out.
Finally, somebody goes for Brock's legs upon the beginning of this match. Daniel Bryan may just be the smartest wrestler to ever face Brock Lesnar since Brock's return in 2012. Daniel's random laps around the ring. Get back in the ring, you little chicken. Chip, 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 chip. Reasons like this is why this match is nearly 20 minutes long, and I'm honestly shocked that this is the longest match Brock Lesnar has been in all 2018 long.
We're gonna have to physically lock up.
Copyright infringement.
Oh, right to the side of the face.
That was clearly to the back of the head, you moron. I am getting frustrated with every time Michael says the wrong part of the body was attacked.
Suplex.
Guaranteed Daniel is going to feel that in the future and be forced to retire a second time. Calling it right now. Same old shit gets 15 cents because I am sick and tired of seeing nothing but suplexes for every match Brock Lesnar competes in. Suplex City is not cool anymore. It's boring. Plus, Brock is the most disgraceful champion in wrestling history.
I can do this all night long.
If you could do this all night long, then where the hell have you been for 98% of this year?
The WWE Universe here, they're stunned.
They're in silence because they're bored out of their freaking minds. No reaction is what you call bad for business.
Brock Lesnar has zero mercy.
Who the fuck is Croc Lesnar? Whoever he is, I guarantee he'd be a better and more deserving champion than Brock.
Just take out.
Alright, I'm gonna remove a sin for the hilarious way Brock said goodnight, everybody. That was funny. Oh, come on. The referee didn't even get hit at all. Also, the referee gets knocked down at the crucial point in the match, cliche. Daniel Bryan is a dick to Brock Lesnar's. Must have went to the Shinsuke Nakamura school of taking advantage of matches.
Brock Lesnar. Look at these.
There's nothing more satisfying than seeing Brock deservedly get his face smashed in by multiple stomps. I know I'm going a little out of my game here, but look what Brock did to my sin counter in the Crown Jewel sins and you'll understand.
Lesnar over the top.
Brock throwing himself out of the ring was the funniest moment of this match, no doubt.
Missile drop.
I'll be honest, I couldn't believe how much I underestimated the abilities of Daniel Bryan, so I threw off a few more sins just because I surprised even myself. Brock may have won, but I was momentarily a believer in Daniel because, let's face it, we all believe he had Brock defeated with a yes-lock twice, thus making this the only good match Brock Lesnar's ever had in 2018. While this show was pretty bad, the main event delivered better than I thought it would.